Hello, hello. This is Zip back with you to discuss the crypto digital asset environment and how blessed we are to be involved in it. If you are brand new and you're still trying to figure this out and whether you want to dip your toes into it, because it is risky, but what we're going to talk about today is XRP and why I believe of any of them, the proof is there, and how, yes, there's risk, but there's been a pathway laid, and we're going to lay that down today. Again, I hope everyone's fantastic out there. I hope you're safe. I hope your mindset is straight. I hope you're excited, positive, and you understand where your future is going. So today, we're going to talk about XRP, and it's enveloped around everything that they've been doing for 10 years, probably longer. So faith, many of you know what faith is, but it's having a confidence in something without having the tangible understanding to be able to touch it. Faith is the existence of things that are unseen if you're spiritual. Well, with XRP and what Ripple is doing around the world, you do not need faith. There is literally a foundation of understanding, a whole book, if you would, that's been laid out as far as where they are going and why I'm so excited, and why if you own XRP, you should be excited for your future and where the profits are going to go if you own that asset. Not financial advice. I don't give financial advice. We just talk about the journey as we're traveling along. But we're going to go over some things with regards to Ripple. For brand new people, please do your own research. I'm going to go over the highlights here and hopefully build confidence for you to understand the asset that maybe you just got into within the last few months. Many of you are OGs here. You've been here for 3, 5, maybe 10 years, holding this asset, waiting for the time that we have that's going on right now. Everything is unfolding before us. We've got the laws passing. We've got ETFs dropping. But I want to focus today specifically on what Ripple has been doing to lay the rails and to utilize XRP to move money around the world. You know, cross-border transactions, settlements is the key. We talked about the utility and why we're waiting for utility to come in yesterday. All right, so Ripple has had a seat at the table, and they've been at the table for a while, and we're seeing that flywheel and that snowball pick up more and more. Okay, Ripple, let's just talk about some of the partnerships. Okay, they have partnerships with over 100 banks. Don't believe Zip. Go to their website, look at the partnerships, invest, look at the white papers, look at the development that's been going on for years. And remember, when we're talking about changing the financial system, and that's absolutely what is happening, we're modernizing the financial system with these beautiful digital assets that we have the privilege to own. It takes time to lay those tracks down, but XRP's going to be the rails that move the new financial infrastructure, in my humble opinion. So for 100 banks like Santander, BBVA, Trianglo, plus we know recently BNY Mellon, they're using for their custody of RLUSD. You do not have these kinds of relationships with these premier financial entities unless you have something legit and going on, proof behind a company like Ripple that is credible, that is balanced. That's what you look for when you're making an investment. A solid foundation, a solid company, a solid CEO, and a solid technical back end. They have over 50 money transmitter licenses in the US alone, okay? Premier states like New York recently, Texas, aligning themselves to become a bank. Okay, we know they just applied for the OCC license for a national banking license. Ripple is going to become a bank, an institution, again, to move money around the country, around the world, and modernize this archaic system that we're in. They also applied for the Fed Master account. Okay, and I'm just laying the foundation, ladies and gentlemen, so you can really see what is going on here and be freaking very excited about it, but patient at the same time. Worldwide banking licenses, 60 approvals with the likes of Singapore. We know, and we're going to talk about SBI here in a minute, how huge that sector, that APAC region is with regards to the financial infrastructure of the world. With Ireland, with Dubai, which happened more recently, a couple months, establishing again the rails, the foundation to run everything around the world. Partnerships, hundreds and hundreds of partnerships. I just mentioned SBI. We talked about them briefly yesterday. They have had deep roots with SBI for many, many years. Huge financial infrastructure there. Cambridge Global. Absolutely large institutional, big picture, big world view of where they want to go. Their roadmap, they are going through it and just knocking out, bringing in competitors, knocking it out of the box to establish the foundation. Speaking of which, acquisitions. Ripple's acquisition division has been acquiring for a very, very long time other companies. Hidden Road, which happened a couple months ago. Huge clearinghouse. Hidden Road working with the DTCC in their netting system. Okay? Approval. These are deep institutional ties here. We're not just talking about some Joe Schmo partnership that no one's ever heard about. These are highly graded institutions. Medico, Standard Custody. They've had other partnerships with MoneyGram, Western Union, working out the technicals as they're building their vision to move money around the world. Where else have they had a seat at the table? They've been to Davos. They've sat with the BIS, the World Economic Forum, the EU, the UK, everywhere. They have had a front row seat in the system that runs the old financial infrastructure to modernize it. We've made video clip after video clip and showed the content of them sitting with these highly regarded individuals, regardless of what you think about them politically. This isn't a political channel. It's not about that. That's a whole different conversation of whether it's good or bad and what these entities are doing. Okay? We are here, I'm here, for one thing, to make money and to better my family's future. And that's why you are here as well. So, those of us that are good-hearted and good-natured, when we take these profits and we use them for good to help other folks, to buy other businesses, to get into other environments, we're going to utilize our money constructively. So, yeah, some of these murky characters that maybe they're sitting with, we may not agree with in a political perspective. But we know they have a seat at the table. We also know that they are up in Washington, sitting with the likes of President Trump, sitting with Congress, having discussions, being called to Congress and the banking finance committees to have a discussion about DLT technology. A blind man, a person, Stevie Wonder, could see what is going on here. It's right in front of our eyes if you do the research and you understand the financial system and what is going on. You know, there is literally a yellow brick road, and I may be aging myself a little bit. I don't even know the Wizard of Oz. Okay, I think it's still somewhat of a famous movie or whatever, but the yellow brick road, we are on and following that yellow brick road, winding, dodging witches, dodging being taken out by the SEC, dodging being repressed for years and years, until we get to the end of that yellow brick road and we know who the wizard is behind all this. It's Ripple, changing the financial system for the better, for the betterment, for a level playing field, for the internet of value to move everything, to tokenize. You know, I'm gonna drop a video later on, one of my more deep dives. The tokenization of all assets in the world is going to occur in the next 5 years. It's already happening. Ripple has a partnership with Dubai, with their real estate division or agency, whatever they call it over there, to tokenize real estate. The yellow brick road, ladies and gentlemen, all we have to do is follow it. And in the end, we're going to profit because of what is going on and the changes that have to happen. So it's no longer about having faith. It's really laid out concretely right in front of our eyes. Very, very exciting. There's so much going on. We're still in the midst of crypto week. At the time of this recording, the Genius Act hasn't been passed yet, but I'll be doing a video on that, I believe, of its passing this week. Everything is changing right before our eyes. We just have to maintain that patience, wait for the utility to come in that I spoke to yesterday, for all these prices to increase. Again, price increase this year, 100%. We're in a bull run, okay? We see the markets up, but again, I'm non-emotional from an investment perspective. I don't worry about what the markets are doing, because all of what I just spoke to the last few minutes is the big picture of what is going on with regards to XRP and Ripple. So just continue to be patient, be very, very safe out there. A lot of scammers, and the scams are going to ramp up even more, and they're going to try to take your precious assets. Again, for me, get them off of the exchanges, have a hardware wallet, have a software wallet, own the keys, until at which time we may be able to have someone else custody that stuff for us. But if you're brand new and that's confusing to you and you don't understand what I said there, drop it in the comments. I'll try to clarify. I answer most every comment, okay? Put in the comments, do you see the vision? Are you following the yellow brick road? Because I know I am, because I know where it leads to. With that, be very safe, be smart, and until next time, Zip is out.